Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our 12th Balancy webinar. We're very happy to have you with us today. Before we begin, I want to share one quick update in the spirit of transparency. Our invited guest from Voodoo, Omri Nygate, had to cancel last minute due to an unexpected situation on his side. We didn't have enough time to notify everyone in advance, and we fully understand and respect the circumstances. We also value our relationship with Voodoo team, so I want to make sure this is communicated respectfully. What this means for today's session. The structure will be slightly different. Instead of a cross-studio discussion, Michael and I will walk you through our full deconstruction of Coffee Pack from the Balancy side. We spent time analyzing the game in depth, and we've uncovered many interesting points that we are excited to share with you. Michael will help interpret the design choices from a product perspective as hypothesis, not as confirmed information from Voodoo. Please feel free to drop your questions directly into the chat as we go. We will keep an eye on them and answer as many as we can. And for those tuning in from US, Canada, or Brazil, good morning. If you haven't had your coffee yet, now might be a good moment. Today's topic may make you crave one. Here is what we will be covering today. So we will walk through what makes Voodoo's Coffee Pack such an interesting case study in hybrid monetization and LiveOps design, how it balances forced ads and in-apps, how its event systems are structured, and where it experiments with progression and reward mechanics. Michael Kripin, our product owner at Balancy, will guide the deconstruction. Since Omri couldn't be with us today, Michael will also help unpack potential product hypotheses behind certain decisions. For those who are new here, Balancy is LiveOps and monetization workspace for games. Our goal is to help studios move fast, stay creative, and scale their operations without engineering bottlenecks. From version control offers and segmentation to event scheduling, A/B testing, and dynamic personalization, Balancy unifies everything LiveOps teams need into one collaborative space. If you would like to explore further afterward, you can visit balancy.co or follow us on LinkedIn. At the end of our webinar, I will add those links. So without further ado, let me introduce today's speakers. So first, Michael Kripin, as I mentioned, our product owner at Balancy. Michael leads the product direction behind our platform and brings extensive expertise in economy design, LiveOps, and player-facing systems. He's also the one, he also helped prepare the detailed deconstruction as I would describe on the slides. And I am Antonina Belova, Growth and Partnership Manager here at Balancy. I'll be your host for today and guide us through the session. So before we dive into Coffee Pack, let's set the stage with a bit of industry context. Hybrid casual has become a backbone of mobile gaming in 2025. According to AppMagic, hybrid casual revenue grew by more than 114% year over year, and over 60% of that comes from puzzle and simulation titles. What's driving this growth is depth. Players still want accessible gameplay, but increasingly expect meta systems, LiveOps events, and long-term goals that keep them engaged over time. More than 60% of the top hybrid casual titles now run daily or timed events, integrating missions, passes, races, and mini challenges that historically belonged to mid-core. And that's where Coffee Pack comes in particularly interesting. It combines fast, clean loops with deeper systems aimed at engagement, personalization, and monetization. So with that context in mind, let's move into the deconstruction itself. As I go through each system, I'll ask Michael to help us interpret what the design team might have been optimizing for, again, purely from a product hypothesis standpoint. So on the first slide here, Coffee Pack gives players 5 daily missions every day. Simple quest, very straightforward, but these missions also feed into a weekly progression track. For the current week, there are 3 milestones you can reach if you complete missions consistently. The strange part is the claim flow. Even though all missions counters progress in parallel, the rewards must be claimed in a strict sequence from top to bottom. It feels quite unusual and honestly a bit unfair from a player's perspective. It basically encourages players to wait until all 5 missions are finished, and only then open the menu and tap through everything at once. And there is another oddity. After claiming the first reward, the second one didn't unlock until players closed and reopened the window. So that just feels like a bug. Michael, what do you think is the reasoning behind enforcing the strict claim offer? And could this be intentional design or just leftover UX debt?
Uh, First of all, hi everybody. Um, Nice to see you all here, although I don't see you anyway. I would first, as a small introduction to the whole uh, theme here, I would like to mention that this game heavily uses inspiration from such big hits on the market as Royal Match or Royal Kingdom. When we go through these slides, we will see lots of um, lots of things that are pretty much similar looking, but the Voodoo team has managed to make some differences, and this will be the the most common topic that we will talk today about these differences. Regarding this question for daily missions, I would say that it looks a bit controversial to me because from the regular player perspective, you will almost every day get to the situation when you cannot claim the reward that you are obviously uh, have available here because you've completed this mission, but you cannot claim it because it's locked. And it's locked because of another mission that you still not completed. For me, this level of like cross dependency is too much, to be honest, because it will create for the players, it will create every day this frustration when you seemingly able to complete these missions, but game doesn't allow you to claim reward.
Mhm.
So I would expect probably that this design might be under some long-going A/B test,
Mhm.
maybe. So, and maybe I am in the group, that test group that has these locks. Um, and I just wonder how it may look like for another group and how metrics would be different. But if I were in the group that doesn't have these locks, I would definitely be a much happier player here.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. So we will move on to the next feature. So, on the very first loss ever, the game gives you a free resurrection, basically a free revive. So, you can experience how strong it feels. It destroys 4 trays at once. Honestly, it's a great move. They even show the crossed out price, which makes it clear how expensive it normally is. And I definitely didn't have enough coin for it at the moment. I had 105 coins, the real price was 125. On the second loss, though, the revive goes back to full price, but there is also an add option that destroys 2 trays instead of 4. And on top of that, at the bottom of the screen, they offer a comeback bundle for 2.99, consumable with coins labeled as 2x value. What's interesting to me is the conversion here. I actually do have enough money to buy it right now, but it's a contextual offer. I won't see it again until I lose the next time. It's framed as extremely high value. So, Michael, do you think Coffee Pack's team approaches this comeback moment? What's their goal with the 5 revive, the scaling option, and this one time contextual bundle?
Well, yeah, I know that Voodoo guys are very experienced, very much experienced with these type of games, and they have lots of statistics about how contextual offers are working. And I'm sure that their choice to use this contextual offer here is very well backed with real data. Contextual offers usually work very well because players feel that this is like a one-time deal, one-time offer, and they will have it again only if they lose next time. But in general, players don't like to lose, so they will try to win as long as possible. So they will not see this contextual offer as long as possible. So there is a chance right now to get it, and it's really generous, twice valued. So I think they have pretty good conversion here
Mhm.
from this offer. Um, so yeah, but from the regular player perspective, I think most of the players will, though, choose to watch the ad, just to
Mhm.
have this revival almost for free by watching ad. When they watch ad, they will get only 2 of these trays removed, not 4. But in most cases, from my experience, when you remove 2 of them, it's pretty much enough to actually make a win. So for those who don't like ads, or maybe they purchased no ads offer, the choice is buying this contextual offer. So yeah, I think they have a pretty good conversion for
Mhm.
contextual ones.
All right.
By the way, we have a question in the chat.
Wonderful. Yeah. Let me read this out loud. So, Komal, thank you so much for your question and for the kind words. Thank you for watching our webinars. So, the question is, can you explain some common reasons why economy design crashes or sometimes doesn't work as expected in testing phase or after launch? Michael.
Well, yeah, it's a kind of a bit philosophical question, I think, but every economy works on motivation. If people who participate in this economy uh, see value in those goods that they are proposed to buy, they will probably buy them. But if that value matches their motivation, but in most cases, when economy design crashes, is when players have offers or whatever kind of bundles or stuff to pay for, when they don't have value perception established yet.
Mhm.
Many cases with the games when players see offers too early. I understand the reason that developer wants to offer them something as quickly as possible just to understand their ability to convert, to segment them as quickly as possible. But in many cases, it happens too early, and players just don't feel the need. They don't have this uh, anticipation of these goods. They don't understand their value. They have lots of these items yet in their inventory they don't need anymore because they were given for free during the tutorial or onboarding phase. So sometimes too early is bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm going to move towards the next slide. Um, Okay, wonderful. So here we are with the Super Booster. So the Super Booster unlocks at level 25, and while you're playing a level, it charges up from the packs you collected. So once it's full, it detonates and destroys two random trays. It's actually a pretty interesting mechanic. I haven't seen this exact version in other games yet. It gives Coffee Pack a bit of originality. So there is no monetization tied to this mechanic at all. Early on, it's locked behind progression, so it mostly works as a retention feature rather than a revenue driver. Michael, a question for you. So, what do you think is the intention behind introducing a unique, non monetized mechanic this late? Is it purely for retention, or is it laying groundwork for future monetization hooks?
Um, this is a very interesting example of a creative way to implement something from top games that seen in top games, which is working, but we don't want to look exactly the same, to take exactly the same implementation. Actually, as I see it here, this feature works almost in the same way as, for example, in Royal Match, they have a, uh bonus progressive bonus charged with win streak when they add some boosters for free on the board when you start the mission. I don't remember how it's called, like Butler's Gift or something. So it's not monetized as well, and if you keep winning, it keeps being charged. It just gives you bonus every level or when you are while you are keeping win streak. So you can rely on this, and there is this like secondary monetization behind it because you will probably spend some boosters during the level just not to lose and not to lose this charged state of the of this feature. So the guys from Voodoo here, they they wanted to achieve the same goal, but they actually very creatively invented their own approach to that. So this booster, super booster, is charged after some amount of wins. So it also relates on win streak, but it doesn't give you some free boosters as a result. at the beginning of each level. Instead of it, it removes random trays when it's being charged during the gameplay. So uh, they actually allow you to have some bonus for free almost every level if you keep winning, and if you lose, you have to recharge it. So basically, it's the same approach. So I really love that idea that you can uh, target the same meta goal, but using a different design.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this uniqueness here. This game really stands out by having this feature
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm. It's like reskinning of the feature. It is quite powerful. Um, so moving over to the next slide. So their Barista Pass is almost a one-to-one copy of Royal Match's Season Pass, but with two noticeable differences. First, it has 20 levels instead of 30. Secondly, there is no level 0 reward, the freebie you usually get just for entering this season. And because of these cuts, the price is also lower by $2. Here it's $7.99 instead of the Royal Matches standard. So they intentionally borrowed most of the structure but didn't fully replicate it. Michael, why do you think they chose to copy the pass only partially? What might be the reasoning behind reducing the track and removing the free level 0 reward?
Uh, well, actually, the thing is even more interesting. Um, their Barista Pass is twice shorter. It lasts only 2 weeks instead of the whole month. So if you if you do some math, you will see that while Road Match, for example, gives you the monthly path for 9.99 with 30 levels, these guys give you at this during the same period of time, they give you two passes
Mm-hmm.
for 7.99. So it's like uh, 50% more. They give you therefore two times by 20 levels, so 40 levels to complete. And they even they don't give you freebies
Mm-hmm.
both times. So they give you less rewards for free, but they give you more levels to play through. So actually you will have like 10 more levels with from the free track,
Mm-hmm.
which gives you more free rewards in total during the month. But they want you to pay actually more money, like how much? Like six euros more, 16 instead of 10 if you will buy both of them. So it's kind of trade-off. They give you more levels, more free rewards, but they the whole pass is only 2 weeks long.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I I don't know if it's more profitable to them, but it it for sure stands out on the market because most games on the market who just take this design and copy this design from Royal Match again or something like that. They just copy the structure exactly, the same 30 levels, the same monthly duration, the same price, 9.99. But here, these guys, again, they approached it creatively. They changed the whole balance. They made it uh, shorter, they make it cheaper, but from another point of view, it's actually more expensive, right?
Mhm.
So these 2 weeks don't are not cost like 5 or 4.99. They cost 7.
Mhm.
Uh, I wonder if metrics are good here,
Mhm.
but anyway, they give players two chances to buy season pass during the 1 month, not once.
Mhm.
So I don't know. The differences are quite interesting here. Yeah,
Michael, we got a question here.
sure.
Um, so, if you had to guess which part of Coffee Pack's economy is carrying the most revenue, contextual offers, battle pass, daily bundles, or the no ads purchase?
Um, the most. Okay. Um, I think. Okay, I would put my bet on Battle Pass
Mm-hmm.
because I love Battle Passes. They look like almost like subscription.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, buy once and then just get rewards during the whole period of time until it resets. So it's much more comfortable. But on the second place, I would put no ads offer because when you play with games which has interstitial ads, they are quite disturbing, and I guess many
Makes
people wants to remove them, especially for the games which have this um, noticeable flavor of hybrid, hybrid casual games, which are heavily were heavily relying on ads in the past, and they still have them, but they are transitioning to in-apps, so they still have this uh, noticeable portion of revenue coming from ads. So they have to keep this offer. So I think they are in this transition, they are kind of in the middle. No ads offer is uh, still brings a significant amount, but since they are already incorporated Battle Pass, I think it takes
Mm-hmm.
probably more.
Yes. All right, we have quite many slides to go through. I'm gonna be
Okay.
slightly faster. So the next feature we have here is the Kitty Rice feature. So their Kitty Rice feature is almost a direct copy of Royal Match's Balloon Rice, but noticeably harsher. In Coffee Pack, you only get one balloon instead of three, so a single failure immediately sends you back to the starting point. In Royal Match, players get three chances, which makes the progression feel more relaxed and forgiving. Here, the design is much more stricter. So, again, they borrowed the structure but didn't fully replicate the safety net. Michael, why do you think they chose such a strict version of this mechanic? What might be the thinking behind copying the feature but removing the forgiving elements?
I would say that they just know their audience and probably they A/B tested it before. It's quite easy, like give them three balloons or one balloon and
Mhm.
see the difference. Probably they understood that their audience is okay with this level of pressure because when you have only one chance to lose, it gives you much more pressure than three attempts. Probably they found this balance here using A/B testing. So if
Mhm.
it works for them,
Yes.
why not make it? Why make it easier if it works this way? So
Yeah,
I don't see
that's
a problem.
all right. So onto the leaderboard. Caffeine Rush is basically a carbon copy of Royal Match's Archery Arena, but with a different reward multiplier balance. So here, the multipliers at the end of a win streak are noticeably weaker. Because of that, charged players don't skyrocket up the leaderboard as fast as they do in Royal Match. It makes me wonder whether this was intentional, maybe to create a sense of fairer, more even competition. So, Michael, what do you think? Is this soft multiplier curve a deliberate choice to make the leaderboard feel more fair and less dominated by power users?
Yeah, I think they did right choice here because when I was playing Royal Match, and I play it regularly, I always feel that when you are fully charged, nobody can catch you. So it's kind of no competition at all. So the whole idea of competitive events with leaderboard becomes useless. If you are there, nobody can catch you. So this one looks a bit more fair, fair. So less distance between competing players. So even if you are dropping a bit lower in the table, you have a chance to catch up, and this feels more fairly competition. So yeah, I would think that this provides a bit more like friendly environment for the players.
All right. So we've got another event that's very similar to Royal Matches. Magic Shaker is basically a copy of Royal Matches Magic Cauldron, but tuned to be noticeably stingier. So you don't get rewards for every stage you pass. In fact, more stages give you nothing than stages that do. On the other hand, each cleared level gives you 4 moves at once, whereas Royal Matches only gives you one. So you progress faster, but with fewer reward moments. It's interesting that they chose not to reward every step. I'm curious how that decision affected their metrics and what the game might lose or gain if they followed Royal Matches model and rewarded every stage. So, Michael, why do you think they decided to reduce reward frequency here? And what might be the trade offs behind the faster progression but fewer payouts?
Well, since I don't see any direct monetization for this particular event, I
Mhm.
think this decision is not motivated by any monetary needs. Uh, but if we would compare two options, like give them rewards every level, but make them progress slower through them, or give them rewards like every fourth level, but mm, lets them get there faster. I would say there is not much difference because in the end, when you play like for 3 days, I guess this event runs for 3 days. If you spend the whole 3 days like trying to reach the end of the road, I think you will eventually have the same amount of rewards taken
Mhm.
from the progression. So um, I think this decision uh, doesn't give much difference, but it just looks a bit more fresh. Again,
Mhm.
just to stand out on the market, because if everybody is copying Royal Match just straight away, these guys take some creative approach to change
Correct.
something that will not ruin the mechanic, but it will give this feeling of like freshness.
Mhm.
Oh, we have another question, I
Yes,
guess.
we've got quite a discussion here in the comments. So
Oh,
there's a question. Yes, Frederick is doing some recaps of what we're
thank you.
discussing
Thank you, Frederick.
so much. And there is a question: what would be an estimation of the average revenue per daily active user of this game regarding in-app versus ads?
Hmm. Okay. It's just from the top of my head. I have no real data, but I would guess that they are currently somewhere between 70 to 30, or maybe even 80 to 20. So more is coming from in-apps and less coming from ads. Because
Mhm.
actually they are not trying, they don't try to heavily push on ads. They just show you one ad after each level, and that's it. No surprises here. They are really easy on that. So probably
Mm.
most money comes from the in-apps.
All right. Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Frederick, for the question. The next slide here, Choco Meltdown is basically Coffee Pack's version of Royal Match's Lava Quest. It's hard to directly compare the economies. 1,000 coins here versus 10,000 in Royal Match, but the player funnel tells the real story. In Coffee Pack, only two players typically reach the finish line, you and one competitor, which means the prize gets split between just the two of you. In Royal Match, around 10 players finish on average, so the prize is split 10 ways. That means Coffee Pack is effectively giving out 5 times more rewards per player compared to Royal Match. It is surprisingly generous tuning, especially considering that most of their other systems feel noticeably stingier. So, Michael, why do you think they choose such a generous payout model for this event when the rest of the game is tuned much tighter? What do you think is the strategic reasoning behind this contrast?
Um, I think they decided to make this change based on win win lose ratio, because the core mechanic is totally different. Uh, Probably they have lose win lose ratio um, mm, lower than Royal Match, because in Royal Match it's pretty hard to fail. But here it's harder to make uh, 7 levels win streak. So if you make it, you want to be rewarded
Mm-hmm.
significantly uh, comparing to Royal Match, because in Royal Match you just play through and woof, and it's okay if you take like 1/10 of the prize pool. But here it will feel as significant achievement because yeah, you are losing more often.
Mm-hmm. All right, so their daily bonus is presented as a 7-day event right from the first session, a login based progression where every day pushes you one step forward. But if you miss a day, the whole track resets immediately. I'm curious whether they tested other versions of this logic, allowing players, for example, to skip days, making a longer progression line, or maybe softening the reset rules. Michael, why do you think they committed to such a strict reset system here? And do you imagine they experimented with gentler and more flexible models?
My guess would be that they just took daily bonus feature as a whole from some other games that they have in their portfolio. Probably it's like a standard feature for many games from their portfolio. They just must have,
Mm-hmm.
because for for the modern market, I think daily bonus is kind of legacy stuff, because it feels not really good comparing to daily missions. I would, if I had daily missions already in the game, I would consider just removing daily bonus at
Mm-hmm.
all, because it solved the same goal.
Same goal.
But daily bonus actually provides this disappointing moment when you transition from day 7 to day 8. It will be reset, I guess, to day 1, which has lower rewards. But so for the longer streak, you will be rewarded with less rewards than for the shorter streak. So for me, it's kind of controversial. But I don't know. Maybe they just stick to day 7 rewards. However, you are keeping your login streak. I don't know. But for me, this is kind of almost the same feature as daily missions in terms of how it works with retention. So if you have one, probably you even you can even get rid of another one. So yeah,
Michael, yeah.
I think it's just a corporate standard probably for them.
Yes, like you said, a legacy
Yeah,
feature.
yeah, yeah.
So moving on to leagues. They have a traditional league system with the usual promotion demotion cycle. Each league cycle lasts 3 days. Advancing to a higher league gives you consumable rewards. There are 6 league tiers in total. In the same menu, there is also a global leaderboard, but it's not really tied to the leagues. It's simply a ranking of who has reached which level in the game. Right now, the top player is at level 4684. What I'm curious about is how long the system has been in the game, where leagues are part of the original launch or added later, and if added later, how did they impact retention? Yes, unfortunately, because Omri isn't here, those are really hard questions to to answer. But Michael, what do you think? When might the team have introduced leagues, and what kind of retention lift do you expect a system like this could bring to Coffee Pack?
Well, I think these kind of leagues with the pretty short cycle of 3 days or 4 days. Yeah, 3 days. Um, I think they are quite powerful for motivating, for improving retention, because they are definitely working on the midterm retention towards day 3, day 4, day 7, and so on. So when players go through one cycle, 2 cycles, they get there. Um, it works for those players who already decided to stay in the game after day 1. Uh, uh, but I agree with you that this global rank feels like something strange on top of it, because it has nothing to do with leagues. It's just there. You just can compare yourself with all the rest of the audience. It's not regional, because sometimes games have this regional leaderboards for their country or even for their city. It's not here. Um, you cannot compare yourself with your friends. It's just a global thing that most of the time feels static.
Mhm.
So my guess would be players will take a look once to that global leaderboard during probably the first session, just searching all the UI here,
Yeah, when they're
and
exploring.
then they just exploring, and then they completely forget about this button. There is nothing to do there at all. So I don't know, maybe it was there from the start. Again, maybe it's like a corporate standard. Maybe every Voodoo game has to have this global leaderboard, but from the mechanical perspective, from the economy perspective, I think it just
It
useless.
it doesn't serve additional value. Yeah.
Doesn't serve. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. All right, this is just a quick observation. So, Bean Blitz is an event built around collecting coffee beans, and it's very similar to Royal Match's Book of Treasure. So, there isn't
Y-
a question here, but Michael,
Yeah, looks quite the same.
yeah,
Almost. Almost the same. Quite interesting, yeah.
Yes.
It's interesting for me actually, uh, after seeing very creative things that they did to other events, and I don't see anything here. I don't know why, but they just decided to keep it as it is. Uh,
Yes.
I have no idea why.
So on to the next point. They have an in-app bundle that combines no ads plus some resources for 9.99. In the shop, you can also collect 25 coins by watching an ad once every 15 minutes. Then they offer six standard coin packs ranging from 199 to 99.99. The shop itself is dense. Everything fits on a single screen, clearly inspired by Royal Match. But unlike Royal Match, Coffee Pack doesn't use two layout models. It always loads the full layout. And when limited time offers are active, the shop doesn't duplicate the slots for them. You don't
Mhm.
see the 3-in-1 offer there, and you don't see the battle pass either. Duplicating those would have given the offers extra promotion inside the shop, just like Royal Match does. So, Michael, why do you think they avoided duplicating active offers in the shop? What's the design logic behind skipping something Royal Match leans on so effectively?
My only guess, except this is just a missed opportunity, because
Hmm.
it's obviously a missed opportunity, but my guess would be that they are still actively working on this game, on the shop, and probably this is like an MVP version of the shop, the simplest they could get. But I hope they will improve their shop with time because adding all these extra promotion slots for season pass, for group offers, for all the rest would be very, very important here because visibility is the key. If they have this place, they they just must use it to promote other offers.
Yes.
I guess this is the pretty obvious thing that is missing from the like reference shops from Royal Match, and I hope they will get there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes. So a busy slide with the chain deal.
that's
So
easy.
their bonus chain deal is lifted directly from Royal Match, but the economy is much harsher. The very first step is paid $1.99, and only after that do the free rewards begin. That should, in theory, reduce conversion. I'm very curious what the real data shows. In Royal Match, the first three steps are free, and only then do they hit the 299 tier. Same story with their endless offer, also copied from Royal Match, and again, the first step is paid. It looks like a systematic approach, but did it actually perform? We don't know. And what's interesting in the variation on this second iteration of the endless offer, they added a free first step. So it looks like the game is trying to convert players like me who didn't bite the first time. Michael, what do you think about this harsher entry point? Why would the team choose paid first chains, and how do you imagine this performed compared to Royal Match's free first model?
Well, I have multiple guesses here. Since Voodoo has vast portfolio of games, probably they already did such experiments and tests on other games because these group offers are pretty standard uh, structurally, so they could use it in any game and have this data on conversion rates. Probably they came to the conclusion that for their portfolio, this approach works. Uh, maybe. works even better than they think it works for Royal Match. Uh, and th- maybe they figured that the forcing players to make a purchase to even start participating in this offers gives them good enough trade-off in total. But what's interesting about this last thing you mentioned, that they actually use this to personalize this event to different segments of players. So for imagine if I would buy this offer first time when I saw it, probably the second time when they launched the same offer, I would see the same paid slot at the first place. But I didn't buy, and the next iteration they gave me one for free. So
Mhm.
they are trying to involve me, like to engage
To
a
purchase
bit deeper,
a bit deeper.
so that and and I wonder if I will skip this second iteration,
What's gonna
if on the
happen?
third
Yeah.
iteration I will have two free slots. I don't know. Maybe this is the strategy, so they understand that I'm still playing, like 2 weeks. I'm still in the game. I will have the chance to see the third iteration of the software, maybe fourth iteration. Maybe they are trying to slowly to convert me here, but their first attempt was like pretty straightforward. Just pay at the entrance. Uh, so my guess would be that they have lots of analytical data from other games in portfolio, or probably even supported by some A/B testing, even
Mhm.
in this game after the launch. So
Yes.
probably they have data. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael, for sharing. So before we move to the next slide, I our webinar very soon will come to an end. We still have a couple of features to review, but I would like to encourage you before we get to our Q&A slide. I would like to encourage you to think of a question and maybe send it to our group chat so we could address it. So
Mhm.
moving on to the group offer experiment. So Rising Deal is a grouped offer with price steps at 99 cents, $1.99 and $2.99. And the buy everything at once option for $3.99, which comes out to roughly a 33% discount. Royal Match doesn't have anything like this, so it's interesting to consider which game or genre inspired this structure. What I find especially curious is the conversion split. How many players actually buy the steps versus how many go straight for the buy all option. My hypothesis is that almost everyone would choose the full bundle. The value difference is too obvious. Also, the discount isn't shown explicitly. There is no 33% discount label, only a generic basic value label. Makes me wonder whether they tested different ways of presenting this discount. Michael, what do you think? Which design tradition might they be drawing from here? And how do you imagine the conversion breaks down for the full bundle purchase?
Yeah. It's actually quite interesting that the top game on the market that almost everybody now trying to follow doesn't have this type of offer at all. It's pretty surprising for me because this thing is actually pretty powerful. It gives you options, it gives you obvious like decoy item, because my guess nobody buys the cheapest one.
Mhm.
Uh, it it looks pretty fair. It shows you the Value progression, it shows you discount progression, but since the game doesn't highlight it, you can calculate it. And it's pretty easy how to calculate. You can go to the shop and see how much coins cost. When they sell 200 coins for $2, it means that one coin costs 1 cent. So for the lowest pack here, we can imagine that 50 costs 50 cent and one booster costs 50 cent. And when you progress further, you can see that actually boosters are coming with discount. So in at this second position, the two boosters don't cost 50 cent, they cost less. So progression is growing, like discount progression is growing here, but somehow they don't visualize it and just put best value on the last option. I imagine that, yeah, this data is correct, like 33% discount if you buy everything in total. So four options. One is obviously the most valuable. Hmm, I too wonder what conversion rate. My guess would be that the uh, the last position for 3.99 would be the most converting
Mhm.
option here because it's pretty straightforward logic. Like, uh, but maybe there are some players who are not as good in math as some nerds, and they they probably just want to buy what they see on the screen because actual content is hidden for the last option because it actually contains everything. But when you don't see it, it might probably disconnect this information like content and price for you. So maybe there are some players who want to buy what they actually see, and they may be buying the third one for 2.99 because in this case it's most valuable from the three of them.
Yes.
But yeah, I would like to see the data. I don't know.
Yes, I wish we had access to it. So yeah, and this brings us to the Q&A, and we've got a thoughtful question here. I'm gonna bring it to the screen. So in if Coffee Pack wanted to scale into a top 10 hybrid casual title, what would be your first recommendation, Michael, for improving live ops, more events, better segmentation, deeper personalization, or something else?
Mm, I I would suppose that these guys are already good with segmentation, personalization, uh, product analytics in general, because I see these clues that they are doing it. As an example, this group offer when they offered me like, well,
Mhm.
free slot on top on the second iteration, it's pretty much segmentation there. But what I see, they don't have any mini games. So
Mhm.
the top hybrid casual titles, like top 10 of them, especially if they are like heavily following Royal Match examples, they would always have mini games there.
Yes.
Um, so no mini games here, probably more different like mini challenges with these short, quick leaderboards stuff. They have only one. Uh, and the last thing, they don't have anything related to clans. Maybe yet, maybe they will never have this, but for a game with a huge audience, it's always good to give them something as to socialize, like clans or guilds or something like that. And with this social level, always comes an assortment of live ops events that you can run for clans and for friends or something. So I hope when they will get to the point when the audience is big enough, I honestly don't know how many downloads they have, they would introduce this whole layer of social events.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yep.
so I can see, Michael, thank you so much for your answer. And Andy, thank you for the question. I see a couple of our guests messaged that they need to run. So I would just encourage you that for those of you who didn't manage to send the question live, you can always reach us on LinkedIn or Discord. We are always happy to continue the discussion there. And just to wrap up, thank you all so much for joining us today. Thank you, Michael, for helping deconstruct on the side of Voodoo
My
what
pleasure.
why they might be introducing some of the features. And I would like to remind you that the recording will arrive in your inbox shortly if you want to show it to your team. And you can follow Balancy on LinkedIn for more deconstructions and industry deep dives. I'm going to share the link here. As well as promised, we have a small bonus for you today, our brand new guide, Best Practices for In-Game Offers. And it just gone live early this week. We are sharing the link in the chat, so feel free to download it as well. You can access it via link. Thank you again for spending this hour with us. We wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you at the next webinar.
Thank you, guys. See you next time.
See you.